Hi everyone, so here I am back with yet another one of my vintage vacuum cleaners from my collection to show you. So finally I'm getting around to making a video on this really nice 1986 Electrolux TwinTurbo Electronic Deluxe. I've been putting this video off due to work commitments and due to people being in the house making noise, which is really annoying. So I'm only just getting around to making it now. I have had it a few weeks. And it's undergone a full restoration and service, and I'm really pleased with how it's come up. It's come up really nice. It did polish up well, and it sounds great now, so I'm really pleased with that. So I'll be showing you a full overview on the machine, and then I'll be showing you the machine in action. So stay tuned and enjoy. So I thought I would start with my tour around this Electrolux TwinTurbo by showing you the business end of the machine. So starting from the bottom up here, as you can see, this is the cleaner head. It has some nice decals on the front here. Here it says Electrolux made in Britain, TwinTurbo Electronic Deluxe. I really like how this TwinTurbo lettering is in like a two-toned effect. I think that looks really cool. And how the turbo lettering is outlined in big bold capital red letters. I think that looks really funky, very 80s styled. It's got an interesting grille design here on this front plate. And what's even more interesting is if you take this whole plate off here of the front of the head, it's exactly the same, the cleaner head hood, as the Electrolux 550 and 560. So it's quite bizarre how they make subtle little design changes to make the machine look more modern. So if I zoom in here, you can see the royal crest and the royal appointment. So, as you can see, it says, by appointment to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, supplies of suction cleaners and floor polishers, Electrolux Ltd, Luton Beds. So, many Electrolux and Hoover cleaners carried that royal appointment at that time. I think it was a marketing thing, like to make the machines look the best, I suppose, because it's been approved by the Queen. But anyway, that's that. So, if I move to this side, you can see there's the height adjustment. So it's a 3-position. This one is only marked with 2 positions, but it is a 3-position. So at the front here we have sharp pile, then you have medium pile, and then at the top is high pile carpet. And of course you have the bumper that runs around the full width of the cleaning head. So moving on up the front of the cleaner now. As you can see, this is the main body, or the bag compartment, and it has this really interesting design that runs down the full length of the bag compartment there. I think that looks really cool, and it adds a nice contrast to this deep blue colour of the machine. And just at the top here you can see the bag door release catch. So if you pop that open, it allows you to tilt the handle back, which in turn gives you access to the paper bag inside the machine. But I will show you that in more detail later on. And of course, not a detail missed. As you can see on the catch there, it has the Electrolux branding and logo as well. So here are the power controls on top of the machine. As you can see on the left hand side is the on-off switch. It's actually an illuminated on-off switch, so when the machine's plugged in and you press that button to turn the machine on, that light will illuminate orange. And by pressing the button again to turn the machine off, the light will then go out. In the centre there is the electronic power control. So it's a fully variable slide control which goes from minimum to 200 watts to 400 watts to the maximum, which is 560 watts. That's why they call it Electronic Deluxe. And on the right hand side there is the bag check indicator light. So that light will illuminate red if the bag is full or if there's a blockage. So to change a bag on an Electrolux 500 series, the first thing you need to do is release the bag compartment catch on the front of the machine like this. And then the whole handle assembly will fold back, giving you access to the dust bag inside the machine. And the bag simply lifts out like so, very easy. Now if the bag is a non-reusable type, meaning if the bag is glued closed at the bottom, you just throw it in the bin and put a new bag in. Unlike this one, which is a reusable type, which means the bags come with an open bottom, you just slide the clip off, undo the folds, and open the bottom of the bag up to empty the dirt out. Once you've emptied the bag, you seal it back up by folding it twice like this, and then slide the clip back on. Now, I wouldn't empty a bag, but you know, that's what people did back in the day. They reused them a couple of times and then put a new bag in. I guess it was just to save money. So, in the bottom of the bag compartment here, you can see the pre-motor filter at the bottom. Now, there's a couple of these pad filters. Now, these are absolutely rare as hen's teeth. You can't seem to find them anywhere online. Now, my local vacuum shop had a couple of these, a couple of packs I should say. So I grabbed them because I thought, well, I'm probably not going to have much luck in finding any more. So I got a few packets of those. So that's the pad filters, and in the bottom you have the permanent filter which is screwed in. Now there's nothing stopping you from unscrewing that and washing it. I think all the filters are washable on this machine. But you do have quite good protection there for the motor. So the filters just sit back in the bottom there, and then the bag just simply slips in like that, clips in place, and then the handle assembly folds back up and clips shut like so. So the Electrolux TwinTurbo uprights had a slightly different handle than the original 500 series uprights, in that the handle is a chunkier, more traditional style handle, and it didn't have the switch built in. So here's the cord release hook, which swivels, which allows the cord to be released all in one go. And the bottom cord hook also serves as a carrying handle, so you can carry the machine upstairs, etc. Moving round to the back of the machine now, as you can see, here are the exhaust grills from where the exhaust air from the motor vents from. Now this machine doesn't have a post-motor filter, unlike many modern clean air upright vacuum cleaners. The only filtration this machine has is the dust bag and the pre-motor filters, so some carbon dust will escape from the motor through the exhaust vents, but that's very typical of a vacuum from this time period not to have a post-motor filter. Towards the bottom here you can see a cap which pops off like this, and it stays attached so you don't lose it, which is good. And this hole allows you to insert the attachment hose like so you can use the machine for above floor cleaning. Of course this machine dates before onboard tools were introduced on upright vacuum cleaners, so you had to have the hose separate. And at the very bottom here you can see the handle release pedal, which you press to recline the handle to the operating position. Here is the base of the machine, or the part that does all the work. And here's the brush roll. It's an interesting design because it has a straight row of brushes on one side and a straight row of brushes on the other. It's quite a bizarre layout to me because many brush rolls on upright vacuum cleaners have the bristles set out in like a spiral design along the brush roll. So this is quite strange. Early Electrolux 500 uprights would have had a straight row of brushes on one side and a beta bar in a straight row like that on the other side. Now this one being a later model of the 500 series, it's just all brushes, as you can see. But what's really good about these brush rolls is that when the bristles wear down, you can just slide out these brush strips from the brush roll and slide new ones in, which is exactly what I've done here, as you can see. They're very long and the machine does perform very well now I've replaced those. So here are the undercarriage wheels. These move up and down depending on which height you've set the control at. And there's the handle release pedal with the rear wheels attached to it. And here is the centre ducting. So this is a centre suction machine, which is very good. Many clean air uprights have the suction to one side or the other, but this one's in the centre, so that's very good. So all the dirt you pick up gets dislodged by the brush roll and gets sucked up through this centre tube here and goes up the back of the body and into the bag. So to conclude my tour around this really nice Electrolux TwinTurbo Electronic Deluxe, I thought I would finish by showing you the rating plate. So starting on the top left and reading left to right, as you can see it says a Lux product made in Britain. Then next to that it has the Electrolux logo and branding. Model Z561, product number 9005936, serial number 6402042. Now if anybody wants to know how to date an Electrolux cleaner from their rating sticker, the first 3 digits of the serial number are the year and the week. So in this case 640, so that means it was made in the 40th week of 1986. The only problem is you have to know the decade the machine is from to be able to do it. So if you don't know what the decade of the machine is, you can't accurately date it. But that is how you date the machine from the rating sticker on an Electrolux. So on the bottom left it says 240 volts 50 Hz. Then the square with the square inside it means it's double insulated. It's BEAB approved and it's 560 watts. So I think that just about concludes the overview, so stay tuned and I will show the machine in action. So let's start by having a look at the electronic speed control in action. Now I thought I would also point out that I have the hose plugged in, just so I can simulate the bag check light working. So here we go. So the Electrolux TwinTurbo Electronic Deluxe is ready to go. It's plugged in, it's set on full power with a brand new bag in, and it's ready to pick up a mountain of muck which is placed in front of it. So as you can see, in front of the Electrolux here is the contents of an old Hoover Junior bag. So there's dog hairs, there's dust, there's grit, there's all sorts in here which I've thrown down onto my bedroom rug here. So, as I said, I have the Electrolux on full power, which is 560 watts, and we'll see how well we can clean this up. So, here goes. Runs very, very smoothly indeed, very, very nice. But as you can see, all that dirt that was coating the carpet previously has now completely gone and is all inside the belly of the Electrolux TwinTurbo. So the performance is brilliant, as you can see. It really does pick up very well. So I will show you the attachments in action. I won't bother showing you on hard floors because this machine wasn't really designed for use on hard floors. But let's put the tools on and see how well they perform. Well, just as I was setting the machine up for the next clip here, and I got the toolkit out, I actually realised that I had 2 extension ones and the floor tool with this toolkit, so I can actually show you this machine picking up on hard floors using the tools. I don't have high hopes for it, but you never know, it might do okay. I also have the matching brown crevice tool. It's a little bit worse for wear, but they're old, you know. And of course the grey hose with the matching brown ends. Now I think this toolkit's actually for a 550 or 560. I think the toolkit that would have been for this machine would have been black, like the tools would have been black and the ends on the hose would have been black. But I mean, it's no big deal. I don't use the tools that much anyway, although they're not terrible, they're pretty decent. The only thing that's not matching in this tool set, unfortunately, is the 2-in-1 Electrolux tool. Now it is a genuine Electrolux butterfly tool, it just doesn't match, that's all. So to use it as an upholstery tool, you open out the wings like that, you put the hose in the dusting brush side, and there's your upholstery tool. You close the wings and put the hose in that way, and that's your dusting brush. It is better as a dusting brush, it's very good for dusting, it's very soft and it's quite a large dusting brush. It's not so great on upholstery because there's no lint pickers or anything on there, but you know, it's okay. So to use the hose and tools, you get this end of the hose with a little cup on it with the opening facing up. You pop the cover open like this, and then it just slides in to the hole there, and it gives it a quarter twist and it's locked in place. The hose is a decent length, it's not too short, it's not too long, and what's good about it is that it's a static hose, so there's no stretch hose with this machine, so it doesn't bang into your feet as you're pulling it along, you know, and you block the hose end off. And with the hose coming out at the bottom there, you can easily pull it along without it falling over, which is a good design. So just pop that there. Oh, this end swivels as well, which is quite convenient. So I think I'll start by setting up the floor tool and demonstrating it on hard floors. So it's one of those swivel types, so you have the bristles this way for cleaning hard floors, and you flip it over and it diverts the suction to use it that way for carpets. I guess for getting under low furniture, etc. But there it is, set up for cleaning hard floors. So we'll see how well it does in tool mode. So as you can see, I have the Electrolux TwinTurbo set up in tool mode. So the hose is plugged into the back, I have the extension wands and floor tool attached. So we're going to attempt to pick up this mass of sugar and oats off this hard floor surface using the Electrolux in its tool mode using the floor tool. So I have the power set on maximum, so we'll see how well this does. I don't have high hopes for this, but I thought since I had the tools in my toolkit for this machine, I thought I would test it. So here we go. Well, apart from those few bits that have just fell out, those oats there, it's not actually done that bad, to be honest. It's done a lot better than I expected. Right, well, let's have some more tool demonstrations, shall we? So there we have it. That was the overview and demonstration on this really nice 1986 Electrolux TwinTurbo Electronic Deluxe. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching as always. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.